Hello, in this example we are going to see the example or the program of single dimensional array. Single dimensional array, we all know it is the array which contains single row and multiple columns. So basically in this particular program we are going to accept one single dimensional array, that is A, and copy that array, we are going to copy all the array elements inside the another array. And of course, as a result, we are going to display the final copied array. So for this particular example, we require two array. One which we are going to accept from user, second in which we are going to copy the first array, and as a result, we are going to display the second array. Let's start with the program. Okay, the name of the class can be anything, right? So here I kept the name of the class is array1. Then inside a main method, I create the object of scanner class. As I want to accept the size and array elements from user, that's why I required scanner class over here. Unlike C, here I can create the array dynamically. So C में जैसे मुझे normally array को create करने के लिए, declare करने के लिए array का नाम और bracket में कोई तो बड़ा सा number mention करना पड़ता था. It is not like that here. इधर अगर मेरे पास array का size है तो मैं उसी साइज का एरे क्रिएट कर सकता हूं. इट इज कॉल्ड एज डायनामिक इनिशियलाइजेशन. सो यस, आई कैन क्रिएट और आई कैन डायनामिकली क्रिएट माय एरे. सो फॉर दैट फर्स्ट आई एक्सेप्ट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स. सो वॉट एवर द नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आई वांट टू क्रिएट द एरे, आई एक्सेप्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट इनसाइड द n. तो फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स से सपोज द वैल्यू ऑफ n is equal to 5. So n is equal to 5. So if n is equal to 5, can I say my array should contain 5 elements starting from a of 0 to a of 4. Next, once I accept the array size, I can create the array. So here we already know how to create the array. So I create the array A with size n, as well as I want to copy that original array inside another array. So I create one more array, that is B, with the same size n. Basically, this particular for loop is used to accept array elements. So we can see the value of I initially is 0. So it display enter element. Whatever element I enter should get stored in A of I, that is A of 0. So can I say my first element of the array gets stored in A of 0. Next time I will become 1. Enter element. The element gets stored in A of 1. So element gets stored in A of 1. Next time I will become 2. It will ask enter element. Whatever element I enter gets stored in A of 2. Suppose I enter 5. So A of 2 gets stored 5. Next time I will become 3. The element gets stored in A of 3. Suppose 7 gets stored in A of 3. Next time I will become 4. The element get stored in A of 4. Suppose I enter 9, so 9 gets stored in A of 4. Next time I will become 5, but 5 is not less than n, right? In our case, the value of n is 5. So condition false, we get out of the loop. So can I say this particular highlighted for loop used to accept the element of array A. Next, this is the most important statement in this particular program. Here I use one ready-made method called as array copy. Array copy is a static method of system class, and we already know static method need to be called using class name. Hence I need to write system.arrayCopy. As the name suggests, this particular method is used to copy one array into another array. It requires total 5 parameters. The first parameter is nothing but name of the source array. Yes, the name of the source array is A. The next parameter will be the index of the source array from where the copy should get start. I want to copy from A of 0, right? Hence the second parameter will be 0. The third parameter will be name of destination array. I want to copy all the elements of A inside B. Hence my name of the destination array is B. The next parameter will be index position of destination array from which the copy should get start. I want the copy should get start from B of 0, right? hence the 4 parameter will be 0, and the last parameter will be total number of elements to be copied. I want to copy all 5 elements, all n elements, hence the 5th parameter will be n. So this particular single statement will copy all elements of A inside B. So can I say after this particular statement, my B of 0 will also become 2, B of 1 also become 3, B of 2 will become 5, B of 3 will become 7, and B of 4 will become 9. Okay, so main operation get performed. Can I say the elements get copied inside array B? This is one more for loop which is used to display the copied array, that is the B. So the value of I is 0. First it will display B of 0. What is B of 0? 2. So 2 will get displayed. Next time the value of I will become 1. It will display B of 1, that is 3 will get displayed. Next time the I will become 2. It will display B of 2, 5 will get displayed. Next time I will become 3. It will display B of 3, 7 get displayed. Next time I will become 4. It will display B of 4, 9 get displayed. So in this example, basically I just want to show the operation of single dimensional array. Fine. Let's execute this particular code. Okay, the name of the file you can see array1. So it is present in the same folder programs. Let's compile the file first. Okay, the file get compiled. It seems it don't have any error. Let's run the file. Enter number of elements, suppose a 5. Let's keep the same element, fine. So my element was 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. So enter element, first element is 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. So can I say this will get stored inside A. Next, it will get copied in B. And when I press enter, it will display as 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. So all the array elements of B get displayed. So this is a simple example of single dimensional array. You can use this concept to write more and more complex example. So can you write the program which is used to sort all array elements in ascending order using bubble sort? Okay, that is a task for you.